Welcome back. I'm super excited for today's video because we are going to be going on all sorts of adventures this year. This is the second part of a three-part series of our curriculum picks for the 2025-2026 school year for my upcoming rising kindergartner and first grader for the 2025-2026 school year. So like I said, we're going to be going on all sorts of adventures this year. My kids are 4 and 5 years old, so I really wanted to keep this year light and full of adventure because they are so young. And, we're going to be working on reading and writing and math, but I really want the bulk of our year to just be fun and adventure and just learning about the world around us. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for our first adventure, we are going to be doing an adventure to space. And this is the Blossom and Root My Great Space Adventure. I'm super excited about this. This is something totally different than the kids have ever done. There's a letter from Mission Control, and you go on a mission to space every week. It is a 36-week program, but the great thing about Blossom and Root is you can kind of tweak their curriculums or their programs so that you could do this as a unit study, you could do it across 36 weeks. It's really up to you how often that you do it. So there's 36 lessons in here. And also it has a book list that there's a number of books on the book list and of recommended spines, and it tells you how frequently they're used, but I only bought one of them. They're not all required, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I did buy the Professor Astrocat's Frontier of Space. And this is just something that's really different. It's about cats going to space. So, it's got some fun drawings. Just different perspective on space book. And then I also bought at our local thrift store, and I will say this, don't sleep on looking at your local thrift stores because encyclopedias can be really expensive, especially when you're doing a bunch of different subjects. All of them, well, not all of them, but a lot of them ask for some sort of encyclopedia. And so yeah, don't sleep on your thrift store. Look there for encyclopedias. I bought this one there in a bag of books for $4. And all of the subjects that are in the Blossom and Root are covered somewhere in this book. So between the cats in space and this book, all of the main subjects are covered. So don't sleep on your thrift stores. Go check out encyclopedias there. We have this one for our Blossom and Root, and then we also have a couple of smaller fun books for our adventure to space. So for our next adventure, we are traveling around the world through books with Build Your Library Level 0 Around the World. This is their kindergarten level, and it includes geography, literature, science, art, poetry, and then it also includes a cooking book. So every week you're reading stories about different parts of the world. And I'm going to just show you a couple of the spines. I will say that I chose this curriculum before I chose any other program. If you watched my video about how to choose curriculum with ChatGPT, this is actually something that ChatGPT, I told ChatGPT what I was looking for and what I wanted to teach my kids and what was important to me to teach my kids. So this is one of the things that it recommended because I told them I wanted to introduce culture and different parts of the world. So this is something that it recommended to me, and as soon as I read about it, I was like, I'm in, I'm sold. Before I had kids, I traveled a lot. I've lived in a lot of different places. And so this is kind of an opportunity for me to share my passion of traveling with the kids. And we live on a small island, so this is a way to share my passion and bring the world to my kids. So for the spines, for science, you have the Nat Geo Wild Animal Atlas, and you're just learning about different animals around the world. and you're doing different animal profiles that they have in their activity book. And you also are doing the Children Just Like Me, which is a pretty popular book through a lot of different programs. It's just a really cool book to introduce your kids to how children dress or eat or what their worlds look like around the world. Then we have Smithsonian's Children Illustrated Atlas. And each week you do an art project. So it does give you a recommended art book. I honestly haven't gone through this yet to really see the projects, but I do have another book that they recommended in previous years for Build Your Library. So between the two books, we'll be doing an art project from around the world. And then there's also a cooking class, Global Feast. And I know that my daughter, I think this will be something my daughter really enjoys. She really loves to cook and be in the kitchen and watch us cooking in the kitchen. So I think this is going to be the part that she really loves. And my kids do have a lot of dietary restrictions, so we might have to pick and choose, but yeah, I think this will be a fun part. And then it also has a couple World Atlas for kids activity book and flags around the world sticker book. So it's just gonna be a really fun, coffee. We're in our last week of school and I'm kind of having an identity crisis because after this week, like, we're in the homeschooling. I have my kids and their education is up to me. So this week I'm going to be having a lot of coffee and husa. Anyway, so that is Build Your Library. That I am very excited. So for our third adventure, we are going to be learning a language. And this is not something that was on my radar until my kids started coming home asking about how to say different words in Spanish, because in their nursery school, they do have a teacher that speaks Spanish as their native language. So when they continued to ask, I thought, maybe I should look and see if there's an introductory Spanish course at this age that's very gentle and fun, but will fulfill that curiosity that they have for a different language at this age. I mean, they're 4 and they're 5. Their brains are sponges right now. So it's the perfect time to introduce another language. So we are going to be doing Homeschool Languages Spanish Level 1. And this is the box that it came in, and it's so cute. And everything in here is very, very nice, very well made, great quality. This is the Spanish 1 book. It's a big book, and I do have some Spanish background. I did high school and college, but the book is the lessons are laid out so that you don't have to have any Spanish background. It tells you how to say all the words, like it breaks down each word so that you can pronounce it. And yeah, I mean, it's very, very broken down. It's scripted, and I'll do a further breakdown at a later time. So this is the book, and then it comes with a puppet. And once my kids saw the puppet, I mean, everything else went out the window. So it doesn't matter that we have a whole book of words that they're gonna learn. We have a puppet. So, and then it has a blow up globe so that your kids can see, the parts of the world that speak Spanish. It has it's a hardcover book. And yeah, it's just very nice. It has games. It's got a little practice dry erase board, and then this is the game board, and And it goes on and on. The box goes on and on. But again, I'll do a flip through at a later point. So that is our Spanish adventure that we are going on. We will see how it goes, and we will take our time with that, but I'm excited about that. So for our last adventure, it is a nature adventure, and I'm going to just talk about real quick that we live in the Caribbean, so finding a program that applies to our world, and that may be through nature, that's through culture, that's through history. It is difficult to find something that applies to us. And while I think it would be great to give my kids a nature study that is about North American birds, those are not our birds. You know, I don't know if you can hear the parrots outside, but those are not necessarily North American birds. So I am taking on creating my own nature study guide this is something we're going to start this summer, but it is I Heart My Island nature study, and it's basically we're going to be just studying the different environments of the island that we live on and the neighboring islands. And then I have a kids workbook that I made for them, and it's just going to be an introduction to the nature that's around us. And yeah, I just think it's so important. I mean, my kids they're outside a lot, and you know, they're building slug houses and, you know, cooking mud pies, but I want them to also learn to pay attention to the plants and the trees and the animals and the birds. When is mango season? And you know, why do we have jellyfish in the summer? So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to start this summer, but stay tuned for more information about that. But we do have, you know, a couple books, a couple field guides that I found that pertain to the world around us, and we will get into this more this summer. We're going to be using the Julia Rothman Ocean Anatomy book. I'm super excited about this one. That completes our tour of adventures for next year. Again, my kids are 4 and 5. I want to keep their programs light and fun and full of adventure, and we're really excited for that. And if you want to come on those adventures with us, remember to hit the subscribe button, like this video so that you don't miss anything. And yeah, leave a comment down below. What adventures are your family going on next year? I would love to connect with other new homeschooling moms or other homeschooling moms in general. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to be going over everything we do in the mornings before we get into the actual school part of the day. So we'll just call it the morning basket for now. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!